I just wanted to get on here and kind of show you guys how I set up my adult enclosures for Gargoyle geckos. I call this the prototype tub. I got this idea from another YouTuber where he gets a tub and he sets it up, I guess semi-bioactively, where he puts soil or substrate in the bottom and then isopods and springtails. And then he'll put this, it's called fish tank separator, or like a grate. I call it a grate, but it's pretty much this stuff they use in fish tanks. So let me open this up so you guys can see. So there's the grate down there, and a little water dish and a lay box, some cork pieces, and obviously the gecko right here. Now the reason for using grated is to prevent the geckos, according to the YouTuber, from burying their eggs in the substrate, and they have no other choice to lay their eggs inside the lay box or just on top of the grate, and you're not digging around for the eggs in the substrate. I'm not worried about the egg part, but I figured I'd like to adapt the idea just for regular grow enclosures for the geckos. So like I said, this is the prototype tub. It is a little on the smaller side, but I actually did a second one recently, bigger, and I will show you that. So I actually got one right here. This is a Sterlite 32 quart. So it's pretty much the same gist as the smaller prototype tub, but bigger, because obviously adult geckos need a little bit more roaming space. But what I did with this one that I didn't do with the first one is I cut a 3-inch hole right here with a hole saw, and I got these vents on Amazon, 3-inch, and just put them in there fairly easy. Pull the tabs in from the back side, that way they don't pop back out. Added my substrate in there, some leaf litter, isopods, all that good stuff, springtails, and then the cork bark, and it's good to go. I only did the vent on one end, and then I just did smaller holes all around the rest of the tub. There's a better view, and then there's Pyro down there chilling. So I'm pretty happy with this, and I also got this Bluetooth thermometer because I have this problem where my gargoyle geckos like to finger paint. So what they'll do is, if I leave the food in there for them to eat, they'll step in it and paint the walls of the tub with it, as well as the thermometer. You should have these kind of thermometers in there. Now what I plan to do with this one is just hang it from this hole right here on the inside, and it would just be hanging from the ceiling of the tub, so I can get an ambient temperature and they wouldn't get food all over it. I'm pretty happy with it, and I got some fake plants in here that I'm about to put in there. You could call this, like I said, semi-bioactive, because you got the substrate, the isopods, and the springtails, but I don't have live plants in there. You're still gonna have to do some cleaning, like if they poop on the side of the tub, Obviously, the isopods or springtails can't get all the way up there, but it does pretty good. There's a little guy over there. I will include all the stuff that I used on the description below, the tub. Not the cork bark, because I mean you can get that anywhere, any pet store or reptile show, but I will include the grate as well as put in the description what kind of soil or substrate I use and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope you liked the video. You guys have any comments or questions, please feel free to post them in the comments. See you guys in the next one.